been defined as the theater of manipulated objects. For thousands of years, puppets have been used by shamans as potent cultural symbols in religious, healing, and social ceremonies. At the Center for Puppetry Arts in Atlanta, Georgia, exotic puppets from around the world share the spotlight with the creations of the late Jim Henson, who consistently strove to revitalize this venerable art. In 1986, a new television series, Jim Henson's The Storyteller, debuted. It became the testing ground for technology that would bring together more than 2 decades of applied experimentation.
Let me see. Certainly not. No important things in this bag. Well, tell your story, then we can eat them.
The Storyteller's dog, a character who opened each episode, was the first puppet operated with a new computer program called the Performance Control System. This allowed one performer to control literally dozens of servo motors or actuators in a character's head.
And this is no laughing matter. I'm talking about a thing beginning with S and with several revolting blacks.
What you going on about? You don't mean this.
This control system would help bring puppeteering into a new realm of performance possibilities.
We have a visitor.
The performance control system became necessary because our technology was getting more and more sophisticated in terms of what we did at the head end of any character. And we were capable of doing remote heads that had a huge number of different actuators in them. But of course, at the control end, that meant that we needed a huge number of different people controlling them.
Henson's research and development team, led by David Hausman, was determined to streamline the process. The idea was that a single control switch, instead of operating just one of many mechanical muscles, could activate a complete expression.
A bit of asymmetry gets that cross-expression going. Let's just try that out now. I think that's pretty well what we want. I ask people, what would you like to perform? Do you really want to perform these individual bits? How about expressions? How about a control that says smile? And this is kind of a bit of a breakthrough, because to achieve that compound movement before meant moving perhaps a dozen levers.
What it allowed me to do was give the character real physical mannerisms and trait expressions, and that's really very valuable. It allowed performers to perform from an emotional place rather than a technical place, which is much easier for performers.
For the cartoon-based comedy The Flintstones, the performance control system was used to animate many of the prehistoric creatures that inhabit the movie.
And go with the Brontosaurus. That's it. We wanted the elements of whimsy and of fantasy and of magic that the cartoon has. That's how we, from the very first, thought of the Hensons, because they are the industry leaders and the best at creating actual characters that you can have with you live on the set performing.
Creatures like this record-playing bird are brought to life by the performance control system. Small movements such as eye blinks and breathing can be programmed to occur at regular intervals. This frees the puppeteer to concentrate on the subtleties of performance.
I guess, if anything, the puppeteer using the control system works as close to an actor as a director is used to, so he can just direct all his directions at the puppeteer and get what he wants out of the character at the other end.
As their tools improve, the artists and technicians at Jim Henson's Creature Shop continue to find new challenges in their quest to bring inanimate objects to life.
We're real perfectionists, so there are endless hurdles still to be overcome. It's hard to get a character to walk with weight. It's hard to coordinate the legs. It's hard to get a motor to move like a muscle. We love to do things that were impossible on the last project. Well, we're going to make it possible for the next project, and then you design tools to make that possible.
Tragically, Jim Henson did not live to see his company's latest innovations. In 1990, after entertaining audiences for 36 years, Jim died of a sudden illness. But his legacy lives on.
Well, he was always skipping ahead, just like we still do. So us taking big leaps and bounds, I think, is only what he would expect.
I think Jim would love the situation that the industry is in at the moment. I mean, Jim was really always the first to make use of new technology.
Pardon me, sir.
From Jim's early hand puppets on Sesame Street, through the groundbreaking experimentation on Dark Crystal and Labyrinth, Jim Henson's Creature Shop has helped redefine the ancient art of puppetry. With wit, skill, and perseverance, these effects wizards turned cloth and rubber into fanciful personalities and enriched our lives with their own brand of movie magic.